Hello, Malik Harrington here, Family Budget Fisherman. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. As you read in the thumbnail and the description below the thumbnail, I'm going to be giving you my first impressions of a rod that's been out for a little while, but it's time that it made its trek across this channel. And that is the 13 Fishing Fate V3 spinning rod. Let's get started. All right, thank you for tuning in once again. I want to introduce to you the Fate 13 Fishing Fate V3 fishing rod. As you can see there, it's a $100 rod. Okay, and I'm going to start right off. Look at those tangle-free guides. Some beautiful ones. There are 8 of them, and then there is the guide tip on this particular rod. For those of you who watch the who are subscribers to our Instagram channel, if you're not, I would encourage you, because there's a lot of things that happen on there that for right now don't happen on YouTube. But this rod here, I made a purchase about 2 weeks ago. And when I made the purchase, first thing I asked in the store was, I got 2 rods, which one should I get? Or which one will I purchase? And then I made a subsequent, I made the purchase and then took a subsequent picture and showed that I had one, but I didn't tell my Instagram viewers which rod I purchased. Well, I'm going to reveal it now that I purchased the 7'1" medium, not the medium heavy. And the reason is because I anticipate, as a multi-species fisherman, going after 3 main fish. That is the bass, the crappie, and the catfish. And then as bonuses, I will be able to go for any one of the planted trouts, the salmon, and of course the striper. So my goal is to get the bass, the crappie, and the catfish. My bonuses are the salmon, the striper, the salmon, the striper, and the trout. So if I can get any one of those combinations, I'll be happy. And I'm going to give this, what I have always done with rods, is to give this 24 hours of on the water fishing and testing, and trying to find out how good this rod is. But I can tell you all, this is a really good composed rod, despite where the hook keeper is. And you all know my view of where a hook keeper should be. I'm not going to belabor the point here, but I think this is a really good constructed rod. You don't have a lot of finish on here. Matter of fact, this is super smooth all the way up through the tip. No extra glue anywhere. I've already shown you the tangle-free guides, and I believe these are zirconia inserts, these are zirconia inserts. Now I have to tell you something about that. Zirconia inserts are used for, tangle-free guides in general, and zirconia inserts in particular are used for rods that are double the price of this retail. This is a $200 rod. Normally the zirconia inserts, you have stainless steel inserts until you get to 150, 170 bucks. Then they put in zirconia, because that's just it's a price point issue. So, but this rod has it, as you can see it. This is the 7'1". It's a fast action tip. So as you can see, in about the first third, it starts to bend right there. So that's just the way that is. Also, I am going to be pairing this rod with primarily the Revo X. I was going to pair it with their Creed GT3000. I was, but the challenge is, if I give you a rod review, I want you to be able to go out and purchase this without any headaches. So if I do the rod review with the Creed GT3000 reel, and you want to go out and buy the exact combo that I have just reviewed, you would be unable to do so because that reel is very difficult to find. You may find something on Tackle Warehouse. You may find something on a third-party site or somewhere. I already have my share of them, but I don't plan to buy any more of them because 13 Fishing has a new fishing reel that's out right now, but like several products that are supposedly new iterations, you will not be able to find it very easily, even if you make the purchase. It's not easy. Now, I'm saying that in Tackle Warehouse may get a new supply, or Dick's Sporting Goods may finally get a supply, or Shields or Academy. But just know it's very difficult. Finding this Revo X, and you've already gotten my opinion on the Revo X. I think it's a fantastically designed reel. So it pairs well. When I put it on here, it turns this $100 rod to a $200 combo. And if you think $200 combos are not worth it, why don't you go check out Tactical Bass's buyer's guide for going back to 2019. So 2019, 2020, and 2021. They have a $200 range. I think it was they have a $100. I know last year and this year they did a $200 rod review, but they didn't use this particular combo, but I'm sharing with you with my years of experience, this should have been in their lineup. They actually are coming around to 13 Fishing. Now, one other reason why you see me with a lot of 13 Fishing products is because they're just easier to find. And because they use great components and they're easier to find. It's very difficult to find this rod a rod of this caliber in a store. You always have to order it from some online website. And no offense to some websites, but there has to be, at some point, you go to a show, a Sportsman's Expo of some sort, and be able to buy these, be able to feel them and touch them, and then make the purchase. But that doesn't happen often, so that's why I recommend them. And then I challenge you formally to go out there and find a rod that has the kind of construct. I'm talking about the rod blank being a 36 tonnage or better at this price point. Now, I can tell you one other company, and I will be reviewing them, and that's Arc Rods. Arc Rods are competitive there, but there aren't many others out there. Trust me when I tell you. So that is my first impression. I am going to be comparing this rod in my lineup to the Phoenix M1 2020 rod. Now, if you want to know what my opinion of the rod is, please just go and look on the channel and you'll be able to see the rod review for this particular rod, both my first impressions and after catching a bunch of fish on it. This is a great rod. It is still my point guard in my arsenal because of its diversity for me as a multi-species fisherman. And because I like the length, it's 7'8". The one I reviewed initially is a 7'4", but nonetheless, the 7'8" gets all the accolades, plus 4 extra inches there. As you can see, I have tied on a crappie jig here, and I'm throwing the Revo X on here. I started off with the Vanford, but then I got a bunch of new Zodiases and a bunch of new Poison Adrenas, Shimano Zodius rods, and new Poison Adrena rods. And so that's what those reels went. But this one right here. Now, so I am going to be comparing, and I'll let you know. Give me until about the first week of January to post that video because I have at least two other rods that I want to share with you that I'm going to be doing a rod review for. So with that, I will say, enjoy yourself during these holidays. I know that there's a lot of people doing a lot of deals, and you can get a lot of equipment there. So just be careful. I did want to say lastly, if I haven't, I don't think I have already, that I purchased this rod. This rod was a $100 rod. I purchased this rod for $60. out the door, meaning before taxes. Taxes are ubiquitous, so I don't use that. But the reason why I got this rod for $60 is I had a $20 off coupon from Save Around, and you guys always heard me talk about that. And also, I had $20 in rewards points that I had accrued, and I cashed both of those in and got this $100 rod for $60. Also, if you go back and take a look at how much I got some of these reels for, these reels, I think one of these reels I got for less than $50. So let's just say $50 plus $60 is $110, but the retail cost of these reels is $100. Except if you buy them at Sportsman's Warehouse, where they're $109. So let's just say if you use the retail, you're looking at a $200 combo. Now, and I only paid $110 for a $200 combo. Not too bad. Not too bad. So I just wanted to throw that in for you. Now, once again, do everything you can to get out there and have a good time. Buy all the equipment that you can afford, but by no means do not do anything to break your family's budget while you're out there trying to accumulate all this fishing equipment. But by the same token, within good ethics and the law, do what you can to get out there on the water and break your family's, not break your family's budget, but get out there and break your personal best. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great time on the water. Be blessed.